27.5 Eagle HT here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, and holy cow, have they stepped it up. They started with a whole new skin package on here, and they just never quit. The designer down there at the Eagle plant knows what he is doing, and he has just done it again. So what's nice is the product at its core was already one of the very best buys in the market, constructed like a son of a gun, with you know, nothing to worry about from that standpoint. In terms of features and function, this is hands down one of the very elite on the market. It they dressed up the look of it a little bit though with this like platinum beige is the best way I can describe it, and I'm a fan because this is really punching through at me. It jumps out at me, and I think a lot of it is because they have this fully painted nose cap. You're gonna look at this at a glance and see how well it's color matched, and my knee-jerk thought was, oh my god, they went back to a cheap nose cap that's gonna fade in the sun, but it's not. I started looking at it real close, and when you're looking at it in person, you can see the difference between paint and just plastic, and that is fully painted. What that means is that's not going to sun fade on you, and you know, it's not going to chalk, it's not going to look terrible in maybe just two or 3 years. There were some brands out there like Laredo that were just really known for really bad nose cap fading for a couple of years, and frankly there were a lot of brands that were. You know, this has arrested that. This is never going to fade any worse than, say, your car would if it was stored outside all the time. You know, stuff like the nicer nose here, the full vacuum lamination, including slide out walls. Walk up to the side walls slide outs and thump on them sometimes, and you're going to find most brands, a lot of brands, are not laminated on the sides of the slide outs. That could mean that they're not as strong structurally, they're not as well insulated. It could mean a lot of things, doesn't necessarily, but how can you tell? You know, other than being able to thump on it, you're at the mercy of taking the word of a salesman. And I'm a consumer just like you. I bought a camper like you did, and I mean, unfortunately, you can't always trust certain sales guys. There are some wolves out there who call themselves salesmen that have made the word salesman a really dirty word in our language, and the only way you can be certain of what you're getting is if you have laminated slide walls. Now, this is fully vacuum laminated. There's differences in lamination. If you're not familiar with those, give us a call. It's a quick, easy explanation. Everything, this is all aluminum framed. We have a full walk-on roof, and actually we have some imagery where we took 4 of us up top here, slapped about 1,000 pounds of, you know, person meat on the top of this thing in one concentrated location. Shoot, I should have looked at this from, we'll swing around and look at this from the other side. But long story short, this has a very heavily insulated and structurally reinforced roof. You can walk all over it, never going to be a problem. You're going to see 2 different types of windows in place on these RVs here at Jayco. You've got the flat panel frameless windows, and then sliding windows on the sides of the slide out. These give you superior airflow, and slide out sidewalls are where you're going to receive the majority of that airflow. Everywhere else you're going to get the amazing space age looking frameless windows, which you can use in the rain. These you can't really use in the rain. Also, there's no like plastic trim, which over time in theory that could sun fade as well. And there's none of that. It can't do that because, you know, when there's frameless, there is no frame. Also, the frame being hidden under a UV tinted window pane, you know, will help arrest that anyway. So the ladder gets you up to that walkable roof I was telling you about. LED taillights on here, which is a really nice safety thing. You're not going to have to worry about these lights burning out on you over time. You know, they're, what, LEDs use something like 10% of the power and last 100 times longer, some silly, incredible number like that. Interestingly, this is one of the more interesting things on an Eagle HT. This comes standard with a rear bumper receiver hitch, and you'll even notice like little safety chain holders, and a 4-way wiring plug in here. This actually has a more highly rated rear bumper hitch than its big brother Eagle. And you think, well, that's backwards. Why would the little brother Eagle HT have a stronger hitch? Because these floor plans are shorter. By the time you get into a full-blown Eagle, you're minimum 35 to 38 feet. Your big trailer. By the time you try to tack on a tag-along trailer behind that, it's just going to be too long for most state regulations. So these, being shorter floor plans, actually have a hitch rated for towing, 3,000 pounds towing with a 300-pound ton capacity straight from the factory. And Eagle HT is one of the very few, if not the only, on the market today that comes with that standard. I'm really not even aware of any other brand that might offer that as an option. I'm not saying there's no one else, there might be, but I'm sure not aware of them. Power front stabilizer jacks, power rear jacks, just to make life simple. Now keep in mind certain things, like I see we've got a bumper bracket on here for an RVQ outside grill. The grill is going to be an option on this. Not every single Eagle HT is going to include that grill. So if our video here looks different from the one we have in stock, this is here to give you an idea of the benefits of an Eagle HT 27.5 from our store here in Coldwater, Michigan. You know, not necessarily the one that we have in stock. Kind of keep that in mind. Something else I want to talk about is in this class, this is a best-in-class feature with the MoreRide rubber shock dampening suspension in here. Only a couple years ago, that's the suspension you were getting on Pinnacle fifth wheels from Jayco, which are their fifth wheels that flirt with $100,000 price tags. Yet here you're getting the same suspension on an Eagle HT that's half-ton towable. How awesome is that? Additionally, they've recently, in last year or two, stepped it up to these really cool aluminum entry steps. The idea behind these is that it's just like a boat dock. If your shoes get wet in the morning, because the ground is, the grass at the campsite is always wet, has dew on it and condensation in the morning, this is going to keep your feet from slipping. And in point of fact, on days where it's been rainy, they work. I tried them out. They work. If anyone's going to slip and fall, it's going to be me. I have that knack. Now, here's some other little attention to detail features, and I really encourage you guys when you're shopping to look inside of the guts of an RV to try to get a better idea for it. And, I mean, nothing is a Bible, but this is a good idea. Let's start at the top. First of all, you see all welded aluminum framework. That is, it's welded aluminum framework everywhere. It's how they keep the structure up and the weight in check on this. Secondly, you see double-sided aluminum thermal foil. It looks like aluminum foil covered bubble wrap. That stuff is a monster insulator. It is a massive insulator. It has really changed the R factors in a lot of the industry. You got to watch out for brands that make up just false, just hard false R factors. Like I've seen Grand Design likes to advertise an R72 roof. Do you realize an R72 roof would have to be something like 28 inches thick? Nobody builds a 28-inch thick roof. But this has the same insulation package as its big brother Eagle, the North Point, and essentially the same as a Pinnacle. I mean, it's just a smaller fifth wheel. Now, moving down from there, you notice carpetless. They're not using that cheap felt carpet garbage. This is real nice rubberized, like virtually diamond plate stuff. It's going to prevent cargo shift, and it's not going to mold and mildew, and it can be cleaned. Also, little outside TV hookup right here, and they give you the perfect little place where you can run your cords down through the skirt and run them out here like have a table set up if you're so inclined. Even the little lights in the baggage doors are all LED'd. Jayco has recently changed over to the key to like system, and that's slam latches, by the way, which is another thing not always found at this price point. But that key, every key on this is keyed the same. You can have one key to operate everything on your RV. You no longer need a big string of keys hanging off your belt or in your pocket or bulging anywhere. You know, you just don't need that anymore. Wider 30-inch entry door, by the way, instead of a smaller 26. I just noticed that little USB plug there makes this the perfect little phone charging station right when you walk in. Again, keep in mind, the one we have in stock might look different, so if you dislike this fabric decor, remember that there's others available, and generally we stock 2 or 3 of these, all with different decors at a time. Again, the user-friendly nature of this floor plan is just off the charts. The designers, you could tell, go camping. You walk in, and right next to where you walk in, all of your lights are on one switch. You notice that we have all LEDs, and there's double rows of lighting. You have more lights in here than almost anything else in this class. Now that's just the main living room lights. There's also individual light switches you can see right here for above the dinette, and there are power outlets above both chairs for device charging and whatnot. There's even a little wall switch right over here for your overhead lights above your seating. I mean, there's user-friendly, convenient features found every single place in this RV. Oh shoot, what is the name of this color scheme? I'm totally drawing a blank, so bear with me, but remember that the color schemes can differ. And additionally, some of the options you're seeing in here may be different from the one we have in stock. All right, that's all out of the way. Let's start at the top and work down because, man, do we have a lot to cover. We talked about a walkable roof, but we didn't talk about the air conditioner or the fact that you don't see it, but it is present. Of course there's an air conditioner, and generally we equip ours with a 15,000 air, which is arguably 50% stronger than a standard 13.5 in this category of fifth wheel. Jayco uses a superior ducted whisper quiet AC system. It's a couple bucks more, and that's the thing. There's going to be 100 little things I point out on any Jayco RV. The whisper quiet air alone, it's not the reason to buy it at a Jayco. The light switch convenience factors alone, not the reason to buy a Jayco. It's all of this stuff together. All of the stuff makes your Jayco camping experience superior, more fun, more user-friendly, easier. Anyway, back to this. Whisper quiet AC. It is something like 90% quieter than a standard air unit, so it's not going to roar when you turn it on. You're not going to have to deal with that big Katy Perry roar. I've been trying to work that joke in for a while. That was a terrible joke, but I'm glad it's out of the way now. You know, superior materials. Wood, not MDF foam. At this size, at this price point, you usually get foam fascia. It's okay. It's not necessarily a disqualifying factor, but again, every little thing adds up to the reason why this is built better, built stronger, lasts longer, has double the warranty of almost anything else in this class, guys. This is a full trifold memory foam hide-to-bed sofa. Pretty common nowadays, but actually I've seen some brands, to try to save a buck, are going back to that old super thin wafer inner spring bed. You gotta look at detail stuff like that. Little detail stuff, like the fact that, you know, they accent color the slide walls over here, the slide side walls. So this kind of has more of a slide room feel instead of just a slide out. It makes a difference. All overhead doors are strutted for easy user convenience. Cabinetry is screwed together, not stapled together. Let me see if I can get you a view of that here. Hopefully this is coming into frame, but you might see right there where the cabinetry is screwed together, not stapled together. It's not going to fall apart over time. Again, part of that double-length warranty. Twin recliners in the back, and they're not hard to move around. So when you're ready to go camping or driving, you shift them sideways, close up your slides, drive. That's all there is to it. I love this almost reclaimed barnwood look floor on here. That is that speaks to me. I like that. I don't know why, and that's a personal preference, but I do like it a lot. Now your dinette over here, usually in this class, this is a very common floor plan, but it's the little touches I like. In this class, you usually get a table that may or may not have an extension. This does have an extension leaf. It's not out currently, and it usually has 4 of these fixed chairs. Jayco gives you 2 fixed chairs because this is a couples coach. You know, we don't see this being something where it's not a bunkhouse. You're not going to have like a 8 and 10-year-old kid bouncing around here. But if you have guests, you do have a pair of hideaway chairs that hide under the bed, and they don't take up all the storage under the bed, by the way. There's still a little bit more. You can pull those out for guests, pull that extension out, and entertain some folks. This is a very popular entertainer's floor plan. That's what I like about it. This is floor flush slide. Keep in mind, in the RV industry, floor flush doesn't usually mean exactly floor flush, but it's close enough. That's the definition of it in this business. I've changed up some light fixtures here, and it's kind of got like a little almost champagne glass look to it. A little bit of bubbly going on over here. Very, just different. I like it. I just like that it's not the same thing I've seen 100,000,000 times. Yes, TV is included. We often have our TVs shipped loose, or we remove them upon arrival so that they don't go wandering down the road for us. And now the TV is mounted on a big honking swing arm here. So you can move this TV to give you the optimal viewing angle, and there's still plenty of storage back there. My grandfather would call that his Baptist medicine cabinet. Yet they leave you a shelf for like Blu-ray players and things like that in here, or satellite kits. Furrion Electronics, this is Furrion TV, Furrion DVD system, the most rugged, highly tested set of electronics in the RV business today. And what's cool is because they're both Furrion, they smart sync, so if you're watching TV, toss in a DVD, it goes pop, turns on the DVD on the screen right here, and you don't even need to touch your remote. And yes, it goes pop, although it probably doesn't make that sound. the fireplace down here. This is an electric space heater. You can use it just for visuals if you want that ambiance. I don't know if you're set in a romantic mood or whatnot, but you can use the fireplace, I suppose, for those means. It also is an amazing electric space heater, and with the insulation package they have in this, unless it's super duper cold outside, you're probably not even going to need to turn on the furnace. You'll barely ever touch your propane reserve on this. Give you just a quick view back here. The kitchen in this is very good. Now, some layouts like this have an island kitchen. Jayco has foregone the island just to give you a bigger, wider, more open space. And I don't know that one's the wrong decision or one's better. It's just a personal preference. But they are giving you an 8 cubic foot fridge here. Other fifth wheels in this size and this floor plan are giving you a 6 or 7. Jayco has an 8 standard. That's not an upgrade. You're not paying more for it. It's just what they do. Excellent overhead cabinet space, and I like how they broke up all the wood tones with the stainless appliance bundle here. That is a smart, nice touch. Also, extra outlets over here so that you can run your coffee makers and blenders and all that stuff. And big honkin' basket storage with good storage space, or drawer space here. And you see that big countertop extension. They actually purpose build a little holder in there for it, so that you don't have to worry about that thing flopping around in transit. And yet you can extend the kitchen counter here something like 2.5 feet. It's a big deal. Also, once again, little detail stuff. Real hardware, not plastic. That's the Jayco difference. Nicer stainless sinks. You've seen solid surface countertops with stainless steel undermounted sinks before, but not usually at this price point. That's what I'm getting at. Triple step instead of double, so it's easier to come and go. And they have these little anti-slip strips, so if you're on your socks or something, you're not going to slip and fall. And that is why they build a handle into the wall from the factory. Keep in mind, this is a laminated wall. If you don't build that from the factory, if they don't plan on that, if they don't reinforce the wall in this area, you can't add that aftermarket because you'll just rip the thing right out of the wall. The little remote control system here, the quick cam. Whoa! I dropped it. This is usually easier 2 hands. Good, it still works. Well, default code's 4 zeros. But you can operate your slide outs, your patio lights, you can operate your awning, your stabilizers, front and rear, all off this little thing right here. It's lightweight, it's USB rechargeable, and we've already seen that there are USB plugs in this. And yes, it does include the USB cable to do that. But my favorite part about this is if you're setting up your RV alone, this off-door side slide out over here, you can walk around the RV and you can personally look at the outside of that slide out while running the slide in and out to make sure that it doesn't get crushed in any way, shape, or form, so that you don't hit a tree branch or your hookups or anything. Let's see if I can put this bag without breaking it. Ta-da! There we go. Bathroom here, you see, has dual entryways. You can get to it from the bedroom over here if you're on the driver's side of the RV, or from over here and the, I guess you call it, passenger side. The bathroom is excellent, has fantastic floor space. When you get out of the shower, you can actually get dressed in here, and the way they accomplish that is by taking the bedroom closet slide and stretching it over here into the bathroom. So all of this pantry, or pardon me, linen space in a bathroom is bonus space. It gets it off the floor plan. It's storage you otherwise wouldn't have, or would have to make some big sacrifices to get. In an Eagle, you don't have to worry about that. This is a larger 29-inch radius shower, and they actually recess the shower into the floor so that in this half-ton towable fifth wheel, we are tall, goofy, balding guy friendly. And if you are not goofy and not balding, but also tall, it's still friendly to you. Little detail stuff again. This little blue LED light, not very impressive on its own, but at night, when you shut off all the lights, it's going to cascade blue light across the back of this white enclosure here. It'll make this whole bathroom glow just enough so that you can walk into the bathroom, you can use your porcelain foot flush stool that is not plastic, so you can actually clean it, without actually turning on lights and disturbing anyone else in the RV. And if you're like me, when the lights kick on, I don't like it. And actually, that's the couldn't have planned that better. It's a perfect segue to the fact that this has the backlit morning mirror in here. Let me get the right switch. There we go. You see how there's backlighting behind it. So if you're like me and you wake up and I'm a zombie, I can just flip that on, and I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to feel like, Lurch from the Addams Family. Not to mention that floating style mirror right there, they're able to put a bigger glass pane on their mirrors, and this is an actual tile splash. That's not plastic back there. You can kind of see how it's raised. outlet over here that is ground fault protected. So God forbid you're running a shaver or blow dryer and drop it into a sink for some reason full of water, it's not going to burn down your RV and kill you. That's a good thing. We don't want that to happen. Little detail stuff never ceases to amaze me because a lot of people, again, build good RVs. Jayco's not the only good RV builder out there, but they do some of the best things. They do so many of them. It sounds dumb, but having the bedroom light switch out here in the hallway so that when I'm walking into the bedroom, click, I can turn the lights on. When I'm walking out of the bedroom, flick, turn the lights off. Click and flick. That's not in any sort of sales training manual. That's just click and flick. So we've got a true queen bed in here, true 60 by 80 queen, and this is a very nice, oh shoot, they changed the brand to the Simmons. This is a Simmons mattress. This is legitimate, guys. This is a very nice mattress. A lot of RVs, you're going to just replace the standard mattress. Probably not going to do that in a Jayco. Little detail stuff. I encourage you when you're shopping around, lift up the bed. In a Jayco, you're going to see plywood, not OSB, not particle board, because you don't see that in the structure of this trailer anywhere. The bedside stands have outlets for phone charging, CPAPs, everything. And it almost has like a little Western styling to it over here with all the nice, cool radius work they're doing. And I really, really, really like these dual element lights right here. Tap it, and just like the bathroom, you get one of those real nice blue LEDs. And against a bright white surface, like say a sheet of paper, it's going to really glow, so you can read at night without disturbing your partner if they're trying to sleep. Or in the morning or at night, if you drop something, you need to see it, bang! Look at that. You know, it brightens right up if you hold the button versus tap it. Now, as we spin around over here, you'll see the big wardrobe slide includes a cross breeze window. That is a deficit that a lot of brands have not yet figured out how to correct. They don't have cross breeze windows in their bedroom closet slide out, so they're smaller fifth wheels. You need the light, you need the airflow. Need it, not want it, need it. Once again, power outlets over here for, you know, laptop charging or tablet charging or anything. This includes a big dresser drawer down below, and you notice that once again, all your drawers are plywood constructed. And we have all this extra hanging closet storage space over here. Big enough to, I don't know, put a pair of 5-year-old kids in there if you're so inclined, though I don't advocate doing that. The TV can go against the wall up here. This is designed, you can tap around, you can feel the studs to anchor a TV in there. That's why your TV hookups are on there. I've pretty much hit most of the high points here, guys. There's 100 little details that define every single brand. Hopefully you've picked up a few useful ones here. I'm a big Eagle fan. I've always personally felt that pound for pound, Eagle is one of the very best buys on the market and has been really since its inception. So give us a call, 800-256-5196, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. Have fun. Happy camping, everyone.